I'm on my way home, and I realize I need some gas. I'm at like a quarter of a tank. So I'm kind of like searching for gas prices because gas prices are high. Everybody's posting it on their Snapchats, and it's not that high. I mean, it's $3, but like anyway, I'm looking at gas stations trying to find the cheapest one, and I get like I'm in the vicinity of my house. I live in an apartment complex, and I'm on the highway that's right behind our apartment complex. And I get behind a Mustang. And Mustangs are dope. Like, I like Mustangs. I like old ones and new ones. This one was a gray one, and he he was a young guy. I was behind him. I could see him in the side view mirror, in the in the what's that called? The rear view mirror. And I'm directly behind him. We're both at a stoplight. He's in front of me. This is the reason I recorded this podcast today, right here. The light turns green. The car in front of him. There's no car in front of him. The car in front of me, the Mustang. I thought he would take off. If I'm in a sports car and I'm at a stoplight, I take off. You know what I mean? But no, I'm not in a sports car. I drive a Chevy Cruze, and it goes 0 to 60 in like 2 minutes. And but whenever that light turns freaking green, you floor it. That's like what 20-year-olds do. And I'm like, dude, this dude's gonna freaking floor it, and I'm gonna follow him, and it's gonna be cool. And I'll vicariously live through him that he has a sports car and I have a Chevy Cruze. And he just like the light turns green, and he lets off his brake as if he's gonna go, but then he like goes 2 feet, and then he slows down. So I'm like, okay. And then he like I'm thinking he's texting or something. So I'm like kind of getting on his ass, but like not really. And then he goes like 5 more feet. Like he hits the gas really hard, and then he brakes hard. I see his brake lights come on. And I'm like, bro, what are you like? The light's green, bro. We're in the middle of the intersection now. The right lane, it's a 2-lane highway. The right lane, the other car's like 50 feet in front of him, and he's like looking at me in the rearview mirror, and then he just flips me off, and then fucking does the spin out thing, and I'm like, bro, like the light was fucking green, dude. Why are you mad at me when your ass didn't fucking go? So now I'm fucking pissed. It's 45 on the highway, or what? I don't know if it's a highway. It's a big fucking road. It's 45 fucking miles per hour, and he fucking zooms, and I'm like, fuck, because I'm stuck in a situation now with my fucked up fucking slow ass Chevy Cruze 2015 that has no cruise control, by the way. Fuck that shit. And he goes, and I'm sitting there, and I floor it, man. And I'm way behind, dude. And for some reason, for some reason, I have this feeling to chase him. I'm not a big road rage guy, but I go and I look at the speedometer, and I'm at like 60. So I'm like, shit, I'm 15 over, and he's still way ahead. So I'm going 70, and I'm like, shit. And then the light in front of him turns red, so he has to slow down. I slow down. We're in the same predicament. Red light, he's in front of me, I'm behind him. And at this point, I have my window rolled down. Just in case he flips me off, I'm like ready. I have my hand like ready to flip him off. And then he looks back at me, and instead of flipping him off, I just give him like a big thumbs up. And then the light turns green, and he speeds off again. And I'm like, I'm right behind him this time because I sped off with him. And I'm just holding my fucking thumbs up this whole fucking time down the road. Everybody behind me thinks I'm fucking crazy. And I passed like 3 or 4 gas stations, and I should have pulled into them because the cheapest one was like past that second red light. It was like $2.77 or something. And he keeps going. And we're stuck behind this minivan, and there's a car on the right so that he can't pass. He can't go anywhere. But he's angry, obviously. He's like revving his engine and everything. And I'm behind him like, with my little tiny Chevy Cruze. And then the car on the right kind of slows down, and then he gets in the right lane, and he zooms. And then I zoom with him, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing, dude? This dude is fucking obviously, like, you can see his shoulders. Like, he's got boulder shoulders. He can beat my ass, obviously. He can beat my ass in a race and beat my ass in a fucking fight. So, that's fucking 0 for 2 for me. And I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I realize my Chipotle is getting cold. I'm wasting the fucking thermal temperature of my Chipotle on this fucking motherfucker in a gray Ford Mustang. And I realized how dumb I was being, so I veered off. Well, actually, no. We're in 2 lanes now, and then he fucking turns right, and I act like I'm turning right, and then I remember the Chipotle thing, and then I turn, and then I put my turn signal on left, and then he like slows down to match me, And then I just see him smile, like a big fucking smile on his face as I'm passing him. And that's the reason. That's the fucking reason that I started this podcast right now. Because how much of a fucking dick do you have to be to break in front of someone, to make them ride your ass, and then flip them off, and then fucking zoom, and then make them angry, and then smile afterwards? You're a fucking dick, dude, in the fucking gray Mustang guy. Fuck you. And he might be a nice guy, but the interaction that I had with him, fuck that shit.